got to give the people what they want. Welcome to another edition of Power to the People. Welcome, Buffalo. Welcome, Atlanta. And welcome all of you who are on our social media platforms. It is a day. Well, today in Buffalo, I'm on the bike today. I know that there was some bad weather that was going on in Atlanta. So to our Atlanta listeners now, but I'll just tell you this. But right now it's like 81 degrees. So
oh yeah, I'll still take that.
it's supposed to rain today. Some rain Saturday, rain Sunday, thunderstorms Monday, Tuesday, rain Wednesday, Thursday, thunderstorms Friday. You know, you can say whatever you want to that global warming is not real. I believe that it is. So much going on. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. We have from state of New York stuff to talk about to federal stuff going on, Buffalo stuff going on.
So much.
And we'll have a special guest coming in today, Buffalo transplant who now lives in Atlanta. We're going to talk a little bit about the difference of Buffalo and Atlanta, but also about her very successful business that she's running and what's happening in Atlanta. Let me start out by saying we had the governor on last week.
Yeah.
And I got several calls. So of all the things we talked about, the calls that I got were from attorneys basically talking about so those of you in Atlanta, we are still in budget in our state. Mm-hmm. And the budget is, I don't know how many weeks overdue. Is it like, are they in their 13th extension, something like that?
Yeah, 13 extensions.
So every week they have to extend the deadline for the budget. And for the budget starts being talked about in January.
Mm-hmm.
So we are now in, where do we, May?
Yeah.
So
May.
we are 5 months, almost a half a year from when this budget started being talked about. So the governor came on, she talked about affordable housing, she talked about all that stuff, but the thing that got the most calls was about this reduction in auto insurance. And I wish I had more time to give a voice to the opposite side, well, to those who feel differently. And most of the only people who contacted me were lawyers. Now, in respect, because they're some of my friends of mine, well, really, both of the people who called me are friends, to explain that their feeling is that this is bad legislation, but we're just hearing that side.
Right.
And I'm transparent. You know, I did introduce the governor when she came into town to unveil what she was looking for in the budget. I didn't hear anything then, and so I want to make sure people know I'm not just telling one side of the story. I'll let you know, and you know that there are trial lawyers who feel that this legislation, and one of the points that was made was that 50. So I don't know the legislation. I don't want to go into it, but I'll say what I was told, that if you're more than 50% responsible for an accident, for instance, if somebody jaywalks, you get hit by a car.
Yep.
Your payout allegedly could be less because you were somewhat responsible. And then there's caps and all kinds of stuff. So here's my point. I wish we had more time to talk about it, but we're almost a half a year, and this budget is about to be done.
Yeah. And
so we really, I want to encourage people, if you got a point of view about a law, all that kind of stuff, and you want to come on and we can get you on, we will. I've had people, we've had Republicans on. Matter of fact, even the folks who were calling me and saying, hey, whatever, on the opposite side of an issue. And then it was said, well, you only let Democrats come to church, which is not true.
Right.
Then I was told that I think as a Republican wanted to come on.
Yep.
He contacted me on Facebook. Number one, contact me at the church. Contact me. But still, I then said, sure, you can come. Let me know when. I haven't heard anything else. Unless I missed something.
Right.
I haven't heard anything else. So I want to be clear. At the end of the day, that we are open. But if this goes on, we'll see. We did have a show already planned for the day, so I couldn't upend everything today for something that's been on the burner for 6 months.
Right.
But I did want to at least acknowledge that there are people on the other side of this issue. Here in Buffalo, DJ Granville, detective, those of you in Atlanta might not know.
Mr. Granville.
So he was the chief of, I think, narcotics for the county.
Yes.
And he gets into this, I'm not going to say gets into an accident. He has a hit and run. Like that was a while ago.
Yeah.
And he
was the hit and run.
Yeah, he hit other cars.
Yeah.
Going up a wrong way, hit cars. Another police officer comes, a high-ranking police officer, gets him, who is related to him, takes him to a hotel in Buffalo.
Yep.
This all later came out. Takes him to a hotel, blah, 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 blah. I think he retired.
Yeah, he ended
suddenly.
up retiring, yes.
The other police officer was demoted. But now there's another report, which I don't understand again. So according to, this is from WGRZ, a police report shows former Erie County Sheriff's Narcotics Chief DJ Granville received a ticket following an incident in Niagara Square on Wednesday. Officials investigated an abandoned Tesla tied to a property damage crash. Here's another one that was found near Niagara Square with a loaded handgun and other personal items inside.
Yes.
Now, here's where it gets a little tricky. Police sources tell Two on Your Side that investigators believe the gun found in an abandoned vehicle in Niagara Square early Tuesday morning.
And for those in Atlanta, Niagara Square is our downtown where City Hall and the police and fire state
right in the
headquarters are.
Right in the middle. So this happened right near police headquarters. The morning belonged to former Erie County Narcotics Chief DJ Granville. Two on Your Side crews responded to the scene. Blah, blah, blah. According to a police report, officers found the damaged vehicle left on. Now, this is what messes me up. I have a Tesla.
Yep.
There is no such thing as left on.
Right.
It doesn't turn on and off.
Right.
The only way that the auxiliary could be on, like the radio, is if the key or the card, depending on what year it is, is left in the vehicle. Other than that, when you get out of a Tesla, you don't turn it off.
Yeah.
So not only were there things in the vehicle, but the fob or the key card was left in the vehicle. While preparing the vehicle to be towed, officers searched the car, found a black North Face bag in the front trunk area. So it's in what's called the frunk, containing a Glock handgun with a round in the chamber and a full magazine.
Okay.
Now, when you are storing a firearm in a vehicle here in New York State, it's got to be empty.
Yes.
It's got to be locked away.
Yes.
There was one in the chamber. They also found a wallet containing a work ID and badge, prescription medication, clothing, paperwork, a checkbook, cell phone, walkie-talkie radio from inside the vehicle. Why? The vehicle was later towed. The report states federal court officer who called 911 told police they saw a white man wearing a dark blue jacket, blah, blah, blah. Police said officers and detectives attempted to contact him. So the car, according to others, isn't registered to him. It's registered to a company.
Yeah.
I'm so lost.
Yeah, and the report is he wasn't driving, so he was, but he was clearly in the car. And I think that was the only ticket they hit him with was the fact that.
So it must have been his gun.
It was definitely
his weapon.
It was registered to him, and that's why he got the ticket for the not safely storing the weapon, but. Yeah,
let's talk about what we just went through with him. And now there's a ticket for not storing a weapon. But why is the car crashed?
Yes. Why was it abandoned? Why did y'all just get out the car? Because where it's hit is literally like facing the federal courthouse, and y'all just leave it there. And so what else was going on in that car, or where were y'all coming from? Where y'all going?
And I would just say to those who are in charge of public relations for the city of Buffalo, get in front of this story.
Yes.
and because it's going to look like, because let's be honest, the present administration then, when Scanlon leaves, says, "Hey, that was Scanlon." Now you got to get in front of the story because it just looks, you in police headquarters, and you got a Tesla that you say is on, and it's got a gun in the front that's got one in the chamber. And a walkie-talkie. Let's talk about the walkie-talkie. Where did the walkie-talkie come from, and whose was it?
Because, as you say, the way you described it, it sounds like what we call a go bag. It sounds like a complete go bag. Like, hey, I'm ready to move at any time.
I am so lost. I'm really lost at how all of this happened.
Yeah,
and it's. I'm lost.
Yeah.
So that, as you said earlier, it's the gift
that keeps on giving.
Darian Bryan won the Next Level Chef, Buffalo, New York, Atlanta. He's in Buffalo, New York. He has a restaurant that I've never been to. Have you been to?
Oh, yeah, the restaurant.
But it's really Jamaican,
good.
Right?
It is. It's Jamaican inspired. Caribbean inspired, actually.
Caribbean inspired.
And if those in Buffalo don't know, his restaurant's right in Larkinville, right? So it's amazing. I've been there. I haven't been there for dinner.
Is it spicy?
It's not that spicy.
You know I can't take spice.
Yeah, it's not that spicy.
All right, congratulations to Darian Bryan in winning. He gets $250,000. And he gets mentored by 3 chefs, including Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay is my guy. So, congratulations to him. And honestly, I think I didn't see that he was even on the show until he was in like the semifinal round. So, because Next Level Chef is one I used to watch all the time. But the congratulations to him. That's going to be an amazing experience, an amazing time, because when you win things like this is how you end up now being on Food Network all the time,
right.
Iron Chef and all, and it just now you become a TV personality and chef. So this is only the stepping stone for where
I want him to win big in life, and I want every young person out there that's looking, especially African American men who see this man cooking and has just done well. So that's Buffalo. Well, I don't think he's from Buffalo, but he's put his roots down.
Yes.
Here at Buffalo. In a few minutes, we're going to be talking to somebody else who is from Buffalo but moved to Atlanta, and we could talk about that difference. Push to the limit, according to PBS.org, push to the limit, Republicans show rare defiance to Trump's demands. Now, here it is, folks. The president wants to use $1.77 billion, $700 billion, almost $800.
With a B. billion
dollars to fund giving money to people who he feels the Biden administration. Come on up, Linda. You can come on up. We a laid back show. Where's your partner in crime? She stayed out. She could have came in. We'll get you in. $1 billion.
Yeah.
To basically pay reparations.
Yes, that's the word. That's the word.
To people, possibly to the January 6th rioters.
Yes.
You got to help me make sense out of the stuff that does not make sense. Because this is not his money. This is taxpayer money.
Yeah, this deal was cut with funding from the DOJ, Department of Justice or War, whatever they want to call themselves this week. And it is now allegedly this is not supposed to go to anyone who was involved in criminal activities on January 6th.
So how do you decide? How do you decide?
But allegedly, it's supposed to go to those who have been impacted just because they were there for the protest.
Bruh, if we can find let's just say $1.8 billion
Yep.
to fund people who they feel were done wrong, there's a whole African American community.
I was going to say there's a bunch of us still looking. I don't even need 40 acres. Can I get 4 and a pony? Like I don't even. Can I just get something?
I want my 40 acres and a mule.
I'll take anything right about
At the end of the day, this is unbelievable that we are alive in a time in which people are going to be paid, possibly. But here it is: the Republicans getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
The Republicans are pushing back right now on the Iran war. Republicans are pushing back right now on this $1.8 billion fund. Republicans are pushing back right now on a, ballroom.
Yes.
A ballroom that was supposed to be financed by private dollars, a ballroom that got knocked down without any public input, a ballroom that now is being said is going to be a fortress, like a bomb shelter. Are we really living through this right now? And then we'll go to commercial. Let me see. And then I don't know, 61-year-old brain. I shouldn't have stopped. I was on the roll.
And then
And then this guy doubles down and says now he wants to use taxpayer dollars because he's going to put this bunker in.
Yep.
Tiffany Henyard is in Atlanta. The gift that keeps on giving.
Before you go to Tiffany Henyard, because that one's comedy.
Okay, what you got?
It is not, and I will say, and I watched this awesome documentary on it. It is not unusual for them to do White House projects when there's underground work happening, because that's how they generally hide what's going in underneath. But when that work is generally getting done, we normally don't have a president that's out here like, oh, I'm building the grandest thing. It's just kind of a project that just gets hidden on the White House grounds and nobody knows about it. Like there was a bunker project built during the Bush and Obama administration, and they just kept, we just getting some electrical work.
Absolutely.
Like you never build.
You build it and tell everybody where you're going to hide the president.
Yeah.
Tiffany Henyard is in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, those of you who don't know Tiffany Henyard was in the Chicago area. She was known as the worst mayor in America.
Yeah.
She was not only the mayor in this area, I think it's Dalton County. She was also the
supervisor
of the county.
Yep.
Old girl would come in with like music threatening people.
Yep.
It was wild. She loses. She moves to Atlanta.
She just doesn't lose
on the day that she needed to be in Atlanta in order to qualify for the ballot. Tiffany Henyard is now claiming victory in her primary. No, she won her primary. Tiffany Henyard. If you all have not heard of Tiffany Henyard won her primary. She had to go to election board of elections because they were arguing whether it was challenged whether she moved to Atlanta in time. So Tiffany Henyard is on social media today, and she's going like, I won. Now, let me tell y'all why she won. She's the only candidate
on the ballot
for the primary. And she's running as a Democrat. As a Republican. She was a Democrat. She said she left the Democrat Party because it didn't align. You didn't win anything, honey. Dear heart.
Good old Tiff.
You on the ballot because you had no opponents, and you won you had 1,000 votes, less than the 4 people who ran on the Democratic Party, less than the worst one. The worst one had more than like 3 times as much.
And we try not to bash, but it's all public record.
It's public record.
If you don't, like you said, you got to research, because the super mayor of Dalton County and whatever the town was, she didn't just lose the primary. She was being investigated by the former mayor of Chicago.
She was taking first class trips, buying Wayfair furniture, just ran up all the bills, spent the surplus. But you can go to Atlanta, and I've got somebody here from Atlanta. Those of you from Buffalo, we come back after the break. Linda is in the building. Linda went to Bennett High, the best high school in the city of Buffalo. She moved to Atlanta. I'm going to ask her why. She became very successful in Atlanta. And we're going to talk about the difference between Buffalo and Atlanta, what she likes here, what she misses here, what she likes, and what her business is all about. Because Atlanta is the gift that keeps on giving, too. You can just do stuff in Atlanta.
Yeah, well, and before we got to give a big shout out with Atlanta, since we went Tiffany Henyard, let's throw the positive on that. Keisha Lance Bottoms won her Democratic primary for governor of Atlanta.
She could end up being, end up being the first black woman governor in history.
And
now, do you think it's going to happen?
Oh, I don't. It's going to take a lot of work from, all of those that supported Stacey Abrams and beyond to get it done.
You're talking about governor.
Yeah, I know.
You're talking about governor.
But Stacey Abrams was really closer than a lot of people thought. So I think that's what I said. It's going to take that delegation plus a few others to really get it done.
When we come back, and Linda lives in Atlanta, I'm going to ask her opinion at the top of the show. Top of her time. At the end of the day, we're talking about Georgia.
Yeah.
And if you think Donald the Trump is going to allow Georgia and not put in.
Well, it's crazy. And like I was in the barbershop yesterday. They're in a runoff on the GOP gubernatorial.
Mm-hmm.
The one that Donald Trump hasn't endorsed has already spent $100 million on campaign funds. And that's not the one Trump is even supporting. So that's why I said it's going to be a Herculean effort. But I think even if Senator Warnock can be one of the 2 senators in Georgia, there's a possibility. It's going to be an uphill journey. It's not going to be easy.
It's going to be an uphill. Yeah. India says unbelievable, but she ran as a Republican, right? Yep, she ran as a Republican. Let's see who else.
And she was absolutely. She said, "People, please look her up on YouTube. It is very entertaining."
Oh, it's entertaining.
It really
I follow her.
Oh, it really is.
I follow Tiffany Henyard. Sherry Thomas, think about it. He has that. So when they do push him out of office, he's going to go there and probably have a pow with everybody and invite all those January 6th. Yeah, he's going to do. He doing the most because he's like, what y'all going to do to me?
Oh, absolutely.
We coming back. We're talking to should we say transplant? A Buffalonian who lives in Atlanta, made a life for herself and a success. When we come back, we'll talk to Linda King. Linda King.
I'm a queen who's a king.
A queen who's a king. We'll be right back.
When it comes to something as personal as your clothes, you need to deal with somebody you can trust. That's why so many people turn to Hobson's Dry Cleaning, conveniently located in the heart of the community at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming.
When you take your clothes to Hobson's, you can trust that they'll be ready on time.
You can trust that your whites will be white.
You can trust that you'll always get a fair price and service with a smile.
You can even trust that you won't have to get out of your car if you don't want to. Hobson's has a drive-through window for your convenience.
Trust is what it's all about at Hobson's Dry Cleaning.
Hobson's Dry Cleaning, your one-stop dry cleaners serving the community for over 30 years at 874 East Delavan at the corner of Wyoming. Call 891-8298. That's 891-8298.
Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home has 3 locations to serve you in Buffalo. 347 Peckham, 2258 Bailey Avenue, and Providence Memorial Chapel at 1275 Sycamore. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes offers traditional services, and they have services for all faiths. And at Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes, they have air-conditioned parlors and chapels. Financing is available, as is limousine service. At those difficult moments in your life, Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes is available where you are with counseling services. Call toll-free 877-885-7734. That's 877-885-7734. Or locally 845-5545. Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes. We are here to serve you, here to serve this present age. Call today, toll-free 877-885-7734. Or email info@brianklewisfuneralhome.com.
Thank you to Brian K. Lewis Funeral Homes and also to the Hobson's Dry Cleaner for sponsoring this hour today. Listen, I got Linda here. Linda and I went to, just so we have some background, we went to high school together. This is one of the people I hung out with. Linda was here. You're working after everybody graduated. You were working at Ingram Micro.
Yes.
And Ingram Micro started cutting. They're moving downtown now.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
You were not just working for Ingram Micro. You were a supervisor or manager.
I was a manager for their training department.
So you were managing the training department of Ingram Micro.
Yes.
why did you leave Buffalo? Or why did you leave Ingram Micro? I want to start there.
Why did I leave Ingram Micro?
Yeah.
I left Ingram because just like with any job, they have all of the corporate political changes. And then my director left. That position was filled by someone who felt that if you wanted to make inroads, you had to move to California. I was not moving to California.
Okay.
California wasn't on my bucket list. So throughout that time, they decided that, we're going to have some layoffs. And I was in a season in my life where I said, you know what? They wanted me to give one of my employees a package. I said, I tell you what, you put me one together.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you left. I remember this story.
Yeah.
You sacrificed you in order the other employee to have a job.
But you know what? When it's your season and it's time to make that move, and I was not happy.
Yeah.
I wasn't satisfied. So why stick and stay if I'm miserable? And so I thought, you know what? Put me together a package. So everybody felt like, oh, wow, she fell on her sword. She did this. It was selfish for me because I needed to be done and out of there.
Wow.
So they put me a package together, and I was off for about 6-7 months. Then from there, I worked for FedEx, and it was wild and crazy up in there too. But
What were you doing at FedEx?
I was a training manager there as well.
So these are high-level positions. You go from one high-level position, then you go over to FedEx to another high-level position doing training.
Yes.
What else
So
happens?
I was running their training department, and then life started lifing, and marriage went left, and I decided to go right. And I was like, where we going? I don't know if I could stay here and do this. And so it just so happened Atlanta has always been on my radar. I used to stalk Atlanta when I was 18 years
Really?
old. Remember back in the day, you used to get that book at the best rated cities?
Uh-huh.
I had Atlanta already etched out, pinned out, where to go, what to do, went on vacation there, and I just longed to be there. And so when this divorce decided it was going to happen, it was the perfect opportunity. And so Home Depot was looking for a master trainer for their corporate office.
Wow.
And a friend of mine told me about it. I put in. So they interviewed me in October. November, they sent me down again. In December, they came to Buffalo, packed me up, and relocated me to Atlanta.
To Home Depot.
Yes, their corporate office.
All right, in Atlanta.
Yes.
And then what happens?
And then I realized that, you know what, I was getting this urging and this calling in my spirit that I needed to start my own consulting business.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I don't want to. I like getting paid every 2 weeks.
I was about to say, you making dough at Home Depot.
But you know what? It was crazy because when you feel that unction and that urging to do the thing that's in your spirit to do, you have to follow that or you're going to be forever frustrated.
Yeah.
And so I left from Home Depot. I took over the training for a convenience store that we have in Atlanta called a Racetrack. I ran their training department. I'm steady running. And then I went over to Atlanta Gas Light, to the utility company as a senior facilitator. And finally, God said, I don't care where you keep running. You're not going to be satisfied till you do like I told you to do. I was there 6 months, almost cussed my boss out. I had to go in there, give them my termination letter the next day. And the director was like, no, it's okay. Because she heard us in there fussing.
Yeah.
And I told her, like, that old dating thing, it's not you, it's me. I said, it's not you, it's me. I need to get up out of here. And so 6 months, I walked off my job in 2007. And of course, as soon as I walked out, mortgage crisis bottomed out, gas prices went up. I said, oh my God, what just happened?
And you're out of a job
and
now.
I'm out of a job.
Okay.
I'm out of a job.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
Was Atlanta as expensive as it is now then?
No.
Okay, so you could make it, but it was...
But you
didn't have money. Okay.
But here's the thing. I'm a good steward of my money. I had 3 months of my household income put aside.
All right.
So that's the other thing about it. People want to jump and move, but if you ain't got your business aligned, like your money and your funds, why are you going to do that? You're going to defeat the purpose.
Okay.
So yes, I had my 3 months put aside, but still I didn't have any work on the books.
Okay.
But lo and behold, favor and grace showed up for me, and there was a woman at my church. She said, we're looking for a facilitator to help with our programs at Kaiser Permanente, and that contract lasted me 5 years. It paid my health benefits.
So you ended up starting, when you left your last job, you started a consulting firm.
I started my consulting firm, Perfecting You Enterprise.
Had never had a consulting firm before.
Never had one, didn't want one.
Did you ever work for one?
Never worked for one, didn't want one, but there was no other way. There was just no other way. I was not satisfied. You can run from job to job, but if there's something that is in your spirit and your heart to do, until you do that thing, you're not going to be satisfied. Everything is fake.
So you leave guaranteed money.
Who you telling? Yes.
You leave guaranteed health benefits.
And did.
401k.
Sure enough.
And you start a consulting firm with
zero
no clients.
With zero clients. With zero clients.
And you have, so we're going to talk about specifically what they do. Mm-hmm. Don't let me forget before, because I got to let her go at about 10-2, but don't let me forget about the Keisha Bottoms thing.
Oh, yeah.
You have no clients.
Mm-mm.
You started. Do you start advertising, or you just wait on God?
No.
What do you do?
Well, there was a part. I did contract with an agency, like an agent that gets you the gigs.
Okay.
And so they had told me years ago that if I ever leave, to contact them because your skill set is very marketable. So I did contact them, but it's contract work. It comes and it goes. We used to call it feast and famine.
Okay.
So
right.
It was in the famine stage. There wasn't nothing popping off. So when Kaiser came along, it was the perfect opportunity. But here's the thing. It didn't pay a lucrative amount of money, but man, it was sustainable. It was sustainable. And it gave me the peace and the flexibility in my life that I did not have. I didn't know what that felt like. And so that just continued to take on. And over the years, now I've had my business 18 years. I can count on one hand. I maybe have had a bucket of maybe 5 clients. But because of what I do and how well I do it, I get repeat business within those organizations. And so that has been the sustainer for me. But there's been some dark times now.
Okay.
But I never... It tested my faith. It tested my commitment. And there were times I've even thought about going back into corporate because you want to go back to the familiar. But it was like it just wasn't satisfying.
So what's your specialty?
So I work in the space of identity and clarity. So I deal with women mainly because there's 2 sides to my business. There's my faith-based side, and then there's my corporate side. So my corporate side, I'm training CEOs. Not CEOs, vice presidents. I work with women in technology. I work with men in different industries. So I've done security work, health work. All of these are leaders. They're top leaders that have executive leadership programs.
Okay.
So they go on a leadership journey for 3 months, 6 months. And so within that journey, I may have them for a week, maybe 2 weeks myself, and sometimes I partner with other people, and we take them through their leadership journey about like how you're really supposed to talk to people.
Okay, let's talk, because I want to. I know that we're on, we go in Atlanta here in Buffalo, so there are people who are listening in Atlanta, but it doesn't matter where they're at because your company goes all over. It doesn't. It's not just in Atlanta, Georgia. So you're teaching people about customer service? Is that what it is?
It's leadership development.
Okay.
So emotional intelligence. It's about how do you
give us an example. What your favorite thing to teach?
I would have to say probably the area of my sweet spot is around the identity, your social identity, and how you're showing up.
What does that mean?
That's the emotional intelligence. So you bring parts of who you are to your workplace. You're not just one-dimensional. And so all of that factors into how you show up as a leader. So if my social identity is that I'm an extroverted person, I've had X number of years in this field, I've led people, then how am I impacting people in the workplace?
Okay.
Am I giving good feedback? Am I encouraging folks? Am I showing up and being an authentic leader? Or am I, playing politics with people's lives?
Wow.
And so it's about how do you engage with your people? How do you make an impact by the people that you have with you? And what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you authentically showing up as? And how are you leading your people to get those results?
Now here's what is messing me up. Maybe somebody who's been in different positions. By the time you're the vice president, shouldn't you know that?
No. Why? Why should you? Because you're not promoted necessarily as a manager or leader of people. You're promoted on the results that you get for the business, the bottom line, the dollars. So all they care about is how much money you're going to make for us, not how are you going to make that through the people. So they leave that up to organizations that I work with, clients that I have, that I contract with, to come in and remind them, oh, yeah, you're right. I am a human being. Oh, yeah, you're right. I can't get work done unless I work with these people. How do I do that better? Oh, guess what? They hate you. Now what are you going to do about that? Because when we do 360 surveys, people come back and they shoot them with both barrels, and they're like, I didn't know my people felt this way. But have you ever asked them? Have you ever talked to them? Yeah, VPs.
So you all do. You want to get in there? You can anytime. You do 360s?
We do 360 assessments. Sure.
Now, tell them what that means.
A 360 assessment is when a manager or a leader, they have a report. I specialize in the one that we do from the Center for Creative Leadership, which highlights how do you lead and what are possible derailers of your career. And so the manager has to do his self-assessment, and then he gives it to his direct reports, his peers.
Okay.
Direct reports his peers and his or her boss. So it's a whole 360. So everybody's giving you feedback on the very same questions that you answered.
Okay.
So you thought you was hot and gravy and all of this, and they're telling you suck, you ain't no good, and your boss is saying you on your way out. You
getting all kinds of hearts, by the way, on social media.
No, you about to get fired, and your team is about to have mutiny. And so you get the leaders in the room, and we talk, and we say, okay, guess what? We don't just like give it to them like Robbie, like, oh, you just suck. We talk about why we're even engaged in this. Why is it necessary for you to understand about how you're showing up? Because if you may be successful all day, but if you suck at leading people, it doesn't matter.
So, I'm going to go right to the church world. Because do you do seminar, have you done for religious organizations?
Limited. I've done that. It's limited.
We can't afford you.
I was just getting
the
ready.
church probably can't
I was
afford
just getting ready to say. So
There's
you know what
that
it is. Ain't most people paying for a consultant to come in.
But
Yes.
let me say this. On you saying that, maybe a local church can't.
Right.
However, when you traveling to all these conferences and conventions, and they trying to teach you how to bring people in, part of our biggest problem in the church universal is customer service.
Wow.
Is not understanding. We know the Bible. We don't know. Many times we don't know how to treat people.
Yeah.
Well, and I was getting ready to say that, and I think that's because instead of we chase the title and the office and the position, not like you said, how do I do what God assigned us to do, and that's take care of his people. So we want to be the big chair, the big boss, because we not that in the world, and especially in the black church.
I always say that.
We get the title. So it's like we don't, to your earlier point, we don't know what it is to be in leadership because our secular job never taught us, but then the church puts us up on this platform, and now we fighting to just, and our character can't keep us there, our tools can't keep us there. So we end up hurting more than we do.
I would love to go to a convention where part of what is being taught is not Genesis to Revelation,
right?
But how do we apply that which we espouse to believe and turn that around? Because I think a lot of times when we talk about church growth, we talk about church retention. That people want to blame the leader, the pastor all the time, but it's a whole team.
Yeah.
And even if you have a pastor that you go, I could deal without him. If that team is strong,
Yeah.
people will stay around longer.
Absolutely.
Than when the pastor don't know how to get along with people, when the ushers don't know how to get along with people, but you have done this on the corporate level. I really pray that some doors open on that national stage for you somewhere where it's taught, because this is so important.
It is.
Where our people are missing. And then you have, and I've seen it, where pastors want to blame people.
Yeah.
And they go, people don't want to come to church no more. That's not true. Yeah. That's really not true.
The numbers are showing that even
there's an increase.
There's an increase, especially in the 18 to 35 bracket, that they're coming back to church, and some in that bracket ahead are actually the ones pulling out. So it's flipping.
It's flipping, and I think it is about how people are treated.
Absolutely. I think what happens in the church oftentimes is that they forsake learning and development of just human relation skills.
Yeah.
And the Bible is the greatest teacher of human relation skills.
Absolutely.
But people pick and choose what they're going to lean on. And so you have prime examples of leadership in the Bible and how things are to be done and handled. Well, you can't be going out of order.
Right.
You got to come correct. And so why can the same principles be applied? I used to advocate. I was really pushing off on the faith-based side of my business. And I was trying to promote. I had all my workshops and everything. And I could not get nowhere in. These people,
really?
It was like, we don't know you. It's about who you know. We don't know you. Who are you?
Wow.
And I, went through the gatekeepers, the secretaries, and all of that stuff, and I was so discouraged. I just said, I know what I have is for the body, because these people need to understand that there is a way that you engage and treat people. And so if you want retention, well, what are you doing to retain them? How are you engaging with them? I could not get a foothold in. I literally was so discouraged that I stopped.
Really?
I stopped. I just started focusing on my corporate side of my business. Yeah.
Now, tell us if there's somebody who is watching organization, somebody who's listening, who says, I really want to talk to you about coming to my organization, coming to my business, how do they get in contact with you?
They can reach me at lking@perfectingyouenterprise.com. L for Linda, just lking@perfectingyouenterprise.com.
And the word is you.
Yeah, Y-O-U.
Not the new way of putting the you.
No, I'm old school. It's
So
Y-O-U.
you have so many comments right now. I can't even get to them all. Karen Williams says, I would love this conversation too at a church conference.
Wow.
Like, I see this beyond the local. I do see it at the local church, but like you say, every local church probably wouldn't be able to afford it, but at some place.
Yeah.
Now, have you put any of this in writing?
You know, I'm lazy when it comes to writing. I have tried. I did do a women's conference. I will say that. I have done women's conferences in the church, and the reception is better. And it's unfortunate that I don't want to be sexist.
No, but let's talk about it for real. That's what we talk about.
But women have a tendency to be more developmental minded. They're more on that area of personal growth and development, and they will seek me out versus when I try to do like whole churches and talking to pastors or their youth department or their ministries. Very resident, very hesitant. I did a whole proposal one time. I ain't gonna say what church I did, and I thought it was on point. And they're just very reluctant to make that investment.
So let me ask you. Go ahead.
I was going to say I can believe it because, you know, in the male-dominated society, we do sometimes you get a propensity to think you know it all, and especially a woman can't teach me how to treat people. A woman can't teach me, and we end up then doing more harm to the body because you end up in this like you said, I don't know you and you can't teach me, and I don't want to listen, and that's the greatest mistake of being humble as a leader. Like you have to remain teachable. You can't know it all.
Do you think if you were male, it would be different?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, I have one of my clients, and they don't mind me saying it. One of my clients is Securitas, it's a security firm, and I trained their top VPs in the organization, all men, and they came in hesitant about their development, their learning, and we kind of broke through that wall, and we were able to have a real discussion and recognize, guess what? You're a human being too. You have needs as well. How are you communicating? How are you communicated to? By the end of the week, when we graduated these men, I'm talking, senior executives. Yeah. They're graduating each other. They're almost in tears because they have not had a chance to have anyone speak into them.
Wow.
They have not had a chance to have anyone tell them it's okay. This is how you can make this better. So when you're open and you're receptive to learning, that's where the magic happens. But as to your point, if you're resident, if you're hiding behind your title to flex yourself, you're never going to get anywhere. You're not going to learn. And so that's what I'm finding, unfortunately, in the male churches and the male black churches, is that there is this resistance to development and personal growth and being able to be called out on your stuff and saying, you don't have emotional intelligence. Why? Because you are not even aware of what you're saying. You're not even aware of what the comment that you just made. You're not conscious about the impact you just had because you still think you're right and you standing 10 toes down on it. Guess what? You're wrong.
I am feeling really bad right now.
Why?
I'm all in my head like,
am I this?
Well, did I do that?
Not personally am I this. The fact that as a leader, I have not provided that level of training to the people who I lead.
Oh.
So I'm feeling really like, wait a minute, all this is really right and true. Yeah. And so, wow, I didn't know we were going to, I really didn't know what you did.
Here's the thing,
I just know you've been all over the world.
I have.
You lived in Saudi Arabia
for a year and a half.
And you were working.
I was training the top 300 at Saudi Electricity Company, the top 300 of, and mind you, it was all men because they don't have women in there working like that.
They hired you?
I was wondering why, but I said favor is always just going to be what it's going to be. And so, yes, they were looking for a facilitation expert, someone who has well trained and developed in the craft of facilitating courses. And so, we had a great time. I was there for a year and a half, and these Saudi men were receptive. They were open. Even though some of them couldn't speak English, they would put their translator on. And I had to learn how to take my time and slow my pace down. And I didn't have to speak, Arabic or anything like that. They taught me a few things.
How'd you get that gig? Somebody who knew somebody?
No, they were. Look, I was on the struggle bus saying, okay, I got to find me a contract. And one of my friends, I told him they had been chasing me. Saudi Aramco was chasing me. They would send me information because when you're in the field, people are looking for facilitators. And I was like, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. Women can't drive no car. I'm going to have to be all dressed in black. And one of my friends said, girl, next time they come looking for you, you better go because they got more money than God. And you better go.
So did you have to wear black?
I did. I had to wear a hijab. They started making it more colorful now, but I was living in Riyadh. Riyadh is the most fundamentally conservative country in Saudi Arabia, but they're trying to be a little bit more progressive. So I didn't have to wear the hijab, but I did have to wear my abaya. And
you weren't scared?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because it was an opportunity to experience a whole nother culture. And but my thing was, before I left, I went to a mosque. I talked to, I don't know what they call them at
the imam.
Yes, because I wanted to understand how should I move, how should I flow, what should I expect. So I educated myself on their culture, and when I got there, it was a great experience. It has its challenges, needless to say.
So I know we all off the road. What did you do for fun?
Let's see. I went to their sightseeing. I watched the camels. I lived in a compound.
Okay.
I went out. I went shopping. Because it's very interesting.
You could go by yourself.
However, when I went into a restaurant, there was an entrance for family and entrance for women. We could not sit on the same side with men and their families.
Okay.
So it was totally separate entrances.
Now, I could interview you for like an hour, but because I know your personality, so. We used to wrestle on the floor, like for real wrestle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We wrestle. And I'm talking about as adults.
Yes.
I'm talking about as adults.
Because we fight.
I can't imagine you in Saudi.
Why?
And kind of meeting the culture.
Oh man, no. I would get in Ubers, and I got around with the Ubers, and some of them, if I was going to a certain place, they would say, "No, my sister, you can't go there. You need to go here. I'm going to protect you. I need you over here." And so they were very giving. There's this younger generation that's coming up in their culture that they're very receptive and they're very in tune. I thought being a woman was going to be a problem going to Saudi. That wasn't the issue. They favored the fact that I was an American. That was the sweet spot. I thought being a black woman going over there was going to be an issue. No, it wasn't that. They wanted my prestige. She has a bachelor's. She has a master's. She's done this work for this many number of years. So they're always looking to have their talent validated, and they want that approval, that Americanized version of approval with education. And so they were very receptive.
Wow.
They felt like, okay, we got the best facilitator here. Let's do this.
You can pop off sometime. I can't imagine you saying,
and did,
I'm not going in that door.
No, and did not. No, I learned how to be very humble. Look, because I went downtown and they still got Chop Chop Square.
Do they really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Hey, so the last couple questions.
Yes.
We got to get to this election.
Yeah.
You're in Atlanta now. You've been in Atlanta for years. What do you think about the governor's election?
It's going to be scary. Like you said, it's going to be tough. Stacey came very, very close. And I think because Stacey may not have held as many a political office, let's say like Keisha Lance Bottoms, she was mayor, so she understands those dynamics. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
She's going to really have to call in all the big dogs on this one because that Rick Jackson and that Burt Jones.
But are the numbers there? Because this is a numbers game.
Well,
because we're talking about the entire state of Georgia.
But
we're not talking about Atlanta.
But it's still red. It's sometimes it'll swirl purple. It's still red.
Right.
So you're still talking straight Republican diehard to the end.
And you're talking about it in an era right now where the president of the United States just had a sweep.
Well, but I think where the numbers are is the metro parts of Georgia are almost, the voters there almost equal everything in all the red
yes.
rural areas.
Yeah, but you do not have, even with that, you do not have the votes.
That's because those in the urban metro areas don't turn out. So
I agree.
So that's why I said she's going to have to wake up those that were with Stacey and a little bit more. And I do think it will probably end up in a runoff if she's close. But I do think there's a pathway. It's just going to be difficult.
Go ahead.
I'm challenged. I'm hoping the best. I'm going to do my part. It just came so close for Stacey, and it was just gut wrenching to see what happened. And it's people gonna have to cross over for the right reasons this time.
Somebody asked a question. They're thinking about moving to Atlanta. Do you like Atlanta?
I love Atlanta.
Yeah.
I've been there 23 years. People always want to try and hate on Atlanta. Atlanta has everything that you need. So you need to come with yourself together.
All right. So that's a key.
Come together. Don't come there. It has everything you need. Whatever, good, bad, and ugly. However, come prepared. Come with a mindset to understand that nothing's going to be handed to you. You're going to have to get your work on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Best food in Atlanta that you like?
I'm going to call them out because I just recently went to there. It's a spot on Main Street in College Park called the T-Bar.
What is it? What do you eat there?
It's a brunch bar, and they have this sensational omelet there that is just, because I'm all about the protein.
Okay.
And so, we brunch everywhere in Atlanta. But that spot, they got it right.
What do you miss about Buffalo?
Pizza, real pizza.
Yeah, because pizza ain't hitting in Atlanta.
Real pizza.
It's
real
just
pizza.
not. I've been there several times, and I couldn't find real pizza. Where are you a lemon pepper chicken now?
I do my lemon pepper wings, but must be lemon pepper wet. Yes.
I think
Gross.
you lost me on the lemon pepper wet. I like the lemon pepper dry rub. I can't.
No,
I don't like the
lemon
wet.
pepper
But I
wet.
will, like I said, I do a medium lemon pepper because I still want my little bit of spice. But a medium lemon pepper, yeah.
What do you miss about Buffalo?
Jeez, man, I don't know. I guess, my Ted's hot dogs.
Yeah, because they cost about $1,000 in Atlanta. If you go to Publix or you buy Salins,
I know. You should have seen me trying to clean them out when they have buy one get one. Publix, when they go, everybody know in Atlanta that buy one get one. That BOGO, you better get it.
well, two of my daughters are in Houston, and when they come, they want to bring back. They take back more food than they do clothes.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
I never knew until I left Buffalo how authentic our food really is. I miss a good Avenue sub. Can't get that.
What do you wish you could change in Atlanta that you don't like in Atlanta?
The traffic.
Everybody says traffic.
It's killing us. It's
Like
killing us.
I've never been in the beginning, my young years, I wasn't an Atlanta fan. I like Atlanta because of all of the opportunities, but driving and getting, even from where I stay, and then when I came down to the radio station, I had to drive an hour to get to the radio station or to go to the mall, and you got to leave at a certain time. When I go to the mall, I leave the mall by 2:30.
You better.
Because I'm going to be sitting in traffic.
We full, y'all. We full. Don't come.
So is there an answer? Are they working on the answer? Now, you live in an ideal place because you're not far from the airport.
Yeah, it is. I'm in the new city of South Fulton. We've been about 5-6 years into that now. And so I'm like 10 minutes from the airport. They're working on it. I just think our infrastructure is such that what could make it better is what they won't do, which is extend MARTA. And I've been there for 23 years plus. MARTA.
Why won't they?
Because it's a race thing. I'm just going to call it like a TI is.
All right, come on.
It's about race. They stopped MARTA. Remember how we had the train station here in Atlanta and
Yeah,
Buffalo?
yeah.
And it only went so far? Well, MARTA could go further, but they will not allow it to go into the suburban areas. It is only within the city perimeters.
Right.
That makes
And
sense.
and so it is a way of making sure that people stay where they're supposed to
Concentrated.
stay. That is the answer, but they will not take that. They will not.
And do you think that, people are still moving to Atlanta,
Yeah.
but there are people moving out of Atlanta too.
And they are. Yeah, they
And
are.
I'm seeing that on social media, and they're giving the reasons. Traffic is one of the biggest thing, and then cost of living.
It's gone up. It has.
It's gone up tremendously.
It has.
But I think, we see it going up all over the place.
That's true.
But now, because so many people are in Atlanta, they can ask whatever they want to for rent.
Well, see, and the other thing too is let's just come full circle. It's all about elections. Who are you voting locally? Who are you voting across the country? We are considered still a red state. So the things that we could have gotten incentives for, things that could have helped Atlanta move together progressively, they decided to take a backwoods mentality and still vote their party color versus what was best for Georgia.
Wow.
So, something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
Give them the name of your company again. You really, now, we've known each other since teenagers.
I know, right?
I knew you had a job, a company. I ain't know what it did. I ain't know what. I just knew you were in Saudi for a long time. I know that you just got back out of the country. You were out of the country somewhere.
I was in Sweden for a while, just for work.
Oh,
So,
Sweden.
So you were in Sweden for work.
Yes.
for a company training
Yes.
their
Yes.
top executives. And they put you up and
Oh, for sure. Yes, they put you up. And one of my clients is.
do you have to fly coach?
No, not there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll take it anywhere else, but not there.
Okay,
Not
okay.
there. Yeah, no. Anything that's international, we do not have to fly. The client has to do business class.
Well, they should be
And
if they're bringing you all the way over.
This is true.
Part
yes.
of that number.
And yes, it is.
So somebody's watching, anybody who may be watching, listening for the last word, and would you suggest they do what you did if they have a calling to go for broke?
I wouldn't. I'm not going to say go for broke. I'm going to say go, but go knowing that you've been called to go. Don't go on a humdrum. No, confirm that calling. Make that calling and election sure.
That's what the Bible says.
That's the Bible.
Yeah, straight up. Make it calling. Make it sure, because when you hit those rough spots, the hope that you're going to hold on to is I'm been obedient. I
Yeah.
did what I was called to do, because it worked out. My neighbor can tell you there was times I went up his house and I was crying. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Mama. Not one time in all these years has my mortgage ever gone missing.
Wow.
Not one time has my utilities ever been cut off. I may not have all the wonderful things that I wanted, but I had everything that I needed.
Wow.
So you make that calling sure, and then let God do the rest. He will lay out the path for it. He's
Well,
got the path proven already.
You when you get a chance one day, look at all the comments that that are coming through right now. Listen, my best friend! Exclamation! 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 Sherry Thomas talking about Whataburger and all that kind of stuff. So I know you gotta go. You got a date with a friend of mine.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to Swiss Chalet. I'm telling y'all business.
Get my passport.
So she on the way out with Councilmember Wyatt.
Oh, nice.
But check this out. They're going to Swiss Chalet, which is one of his favorite restaurants. But guess what he doesn't like? Swiss Chalet sauce.
That's crazy.
I think it's such a waste of time.
I've still yet to make it. The last time I was there, last time I was in Canada, I was trying to make it. I'm in the drive-thru, lights all on. It says it closes at 10. It's 9:45.
They closed.
I'm sitting there. Hello, nothing. So I didn't go. I didn't even try the next day because I was so angry.
You gotta have the sauce.
But yeah, and so they didn't invite you to.
No, this is their thing. No.
All right.
No, all of our friend groups have we have time.
okay.
So when Linda comes, everybody segments their time because what they talk about, I don't want to talk about what we talk about. So my time was yesterday. Rashid's time is today.
Got you.
Everybody got their slots.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Linda. I really appreciate it. I think that you've inspired a lot of people today.
Thank you, dear.
Including myself. And I feel I like you really giving me some food for thought because we do training here at the church, but sometimes you need another voice other than the voice you hear every Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, and I'll Mark, if you have some. So one of the biggest things I learned in moving over to our downtown location is that connection with people. I'm an only child, as you know. I'm an introvert, as you know. And so because of the tightness of services,
Right.
I never really, in almost 30 years, well, especially in the last 20, connected with people as often as I should have and wanted to.
Okay.
Being down there, now in between services, I'm outside, I'm in the sanctuary before church starts, I'm holding babies, I'm talking to people. The other week we had almost 15 people join. Wow. Now watch this. 7 of them were people I greeted at the door.
Are you
Not
kidding?
just saying hi, but how was your week? 7 of them were people I met at the door. And I came here and I wrote a memo to every leader. And I said, I don't just need you sitting, getting your assigned seat. I need you to interact with people.
Yeah.
I need you to do more. That's ministry.
Yeah.
Not just coming in because you're a deacon, you're a trustee, you got your assigned seat. No, how do you relate to people?
That's true.
And so I want to thank you. I know you were running late, almost ain't making. I was determined to get your tail here today.
Like, oh my gosh, I got a shower.
Thank you, Hobson's Dr. Dry Cleaner and Brian K. Lewis Funeral Home. In your hour of need, Brian K. Lewis. Until next week,
Power to the people.